Hey guys, ZedTV here, welcome back to another video. So for today's video, it wasn't really expected. So with me, I've got all these video ideas I've got for the future, for like the medium to long term, and they sort of require certain events to occur beforehand so I can make a video on them, such as university stuff, different experiences, all of that. And today I just sat down and thought, what can I do a video today? Because I need to stick to my weekly schedule. And so far I've been really consistent, which I'm really proud of. And I've been organised about it. But today I was like, I don't know what to do a video on. And I thought, hey, if I can't do something about the present or the future, let's think about the past. Then I thought, hey, let's think about year 7. And there's only one word that summarises my year 7. My whole year 7 group was all associated, including me, with Pokemon. But let me give you a bit of context. Pokemon was huge in our year group. Like, if you look at the year 7s today, it's just completely different to what my year 7 group was. It's just everyone from different sort of, in school you have like these different groups of like, you got like the, I don't know, like the nerds, the popular ones, the ones in the middle, the ones that play football, the ones that don't like sport, I don't know, all of those random, but people from all across the year group. The way we all got connected was through Pokemon, and I don't know how it started, but I'm not saying it's just a boys thing, but it was the majority of boys who'd all come together looking at each other's cards and just trading, buying packs, playing Pokemon Go. Can't forget about how massive Pokemon Go was back then. Bringing in their DSs in our games club at lunchtime. It was amazing. But I'm going to focus this video on my Pokemon card collection. So, Pokemon was huge, and I was a bit... So, as a Pokemon card collector, you could either be these aren't official terms, but you could either be a battler who sort of went with the rules of Pokemon, getting the cards, making your own deck, going against other decks and just trying to be the best. Or you could be a collector. And now in our school you were either one, but I was a bit of both. So I had my own binder for collecting, but I also had 2 battle decks. And I'm going to show you everything today, all my rare cards, all my collection. Yeah, it's not the biggest collection, but I've got a majority of the cards which I genuinely love as a person. So I'll go through all my cards, everything I've got right now. It is all my Pokemon stuff together. That's my whole collection binder, which I'll go through in a second. But these 2 bits are for battle, and I'll go through on coins. So like that being tails, that being heads. And to be honest, I've forgotten who these are. I think that's like Poplio, what you call it, Victini, and Accessorus or something, and Xerneas. And some moves on the cards do require a coin flip due to chance. And these coins just came with like tins you'd order, such as that one. And yeah, it's just so cool to see. And I obviously had my favourite ones in there, so these were just put on the side. I just found my Pokemon stuff from the back of my bookshelf. I haven't touched this stuff in ages. So this is like a hard plastic sleeve. If you had like a really rare card, you could put these in. These are just normal softer sleeves for special cards. And then you could also get special pink ones and different coloured ones, as you'll see in my battle deck. There's a common colour theme, just more lots of sleeves. There's some like damage counters, poison counters, healing counters, which you could use. We didn't really use that. That's the GX card. So basically, when our whole year group of myself were losing interest in Pokemon, GX came out, and they were immensely powerful cards. And you get 1 GX move, and you just flip the counter over just to show you've used your move. So it's just extras that came along within the game. So this is basically the paper foundation of where the cards would go. So your whole deck would go here. Obviously it's replicated on the other side against your opponent. Your whole deck would go here. This would be bench. This would be your active Pokemon. all your prize cards once you knock out a Pokemon. Yeah, this just brings so much memories. Once your Pokemon dies, or gets knocked out, you put it in the discard pile, all the rules, everything. We'd usually play without these mats, but yeah, it comes with the set. It's just so cool. It's bringing back so many memories. Now moving on to the tin. So I brought, is that Tapu Bulu, I think? I brought the Tapu Bulu tin, that's Tapu Koko. And yeah, I've got some, what, are these unopened? Oh no, these are open packs. Pranked myself. Yeah, it came with a bunch of packs and I ordered these. And I don't think I got anything decent out of these, but you know, I don't know why I've kept these wrappers. I guess they look quite cool. You can't disagree with me there. But I got these packs which came with 10 cards each. More hard plastic sleeves for special cards. Yeah, these were so common. I had so many of these, being a collector as well. So I've got 2 decks here. So I've got these 2. This was a dark and a psychic deck or something. This was an electric and a normal deck. But I'll go through those in a second. But all the cards I've got, they either made it into my deck or they made it into my collection, or they got into this general pile. This LiQWYD deck's in here as well. Like, I honestly love all the electric Pokemon, Zapdos in particular, which you're about to see from my collection. But LiQWYD's another amazing electric Pokemon, being one of the legendary dogs. So I'm just going to flick through, like, this is massive. I'm just going to show you all my decent cards in here, because there's just way too many to go through. So I'd just say ignore the background, but these are just my cards. So the shiny ones, as you see, I think they're called Hollow and Reverse Hollow. They'd usually be towards the end of a deck. Yeah, if there's any particular one you want to look at, feel free to pause the video, but there's a lot to go through here. And we've got a bunch of energies here, which just basically power up a certain move you want to use. I never got around to using them. Trainer cards. Other supporter and items. And then, yeah, these are basically the commons that come along with the pack. It's the hollows and the reverse hollows, which are what the collectors want. Hitmonchan, one of my favourite, the boxer Pokemon. But yeah, I've obviously ordered these according to their type. There's just so many cards in here. And yeah, I'm just going to move to the more, move on over to the more interesting stuff, arguably. Yeah, I also, obviously reverse hollows and hollows are quite cool, but it's not really ideal. What we trainers really look for are the ones who are called EXs, breaks, anything like that. You know what, I've forgotten everything, I'm just acting like I've got Pokemon knowledge. I really don't. The back, just look at that art, amazing. Well, the art on all these cards is just so cool. Just like, imagine being there, writing all this. Yeah, I was always considering selling these, but you know, it's part of my childhood now. Sort of got this attachment, so I'm not really going to sell them. Who knows, these might be worth quite a lot in the future. So this is on my deck with the green sleeve theme, and this is my electric deck. So this is one of the decks I used to battle with. I'll just go over the interesting bits. So yeah, there we got Thunderous EX, which I don't know, I think I just put him in there because he looked cool. But it's such a key Pokemon. The whole point of the electric EX is, I think it was because of the Zapdos. I honestly loved Zapdos as a Pokemon, and hopefully he's in here somewhere. Magnezone, his ability was really good. I'm just going to flick through these, Professor's Letter. Lolan Vulpix, so that, you see that sign there, that means it requires no energy, so that was really OP, and you could search for any 2 Pokemon to easily get their evolutions up. Is any Zapdoses in here? Hopefully there is. probably put music behind this so it's a bit more interesting for you guys. Protection cube. Oh, this is bringing so many memories. It's nice to share the moment. Lugia break. So, Lugia. I am a break collector. I remember that was one of the cards I used to collect. And this is one of the breaks. These cards just look so cool, especially with the white and the gold. The Pokemon being gold. So the break would literally go like, you got the original card here. It would just go on top like this. It's cool. Oh, Ampharos and Mega Ampharos. Now I must say, I think these cards are fake because I did trade them, but it's just, I don't care if they're fake as long as I could use their abilities and at least they're usable. That's the whole point I see. Because at the end of the day, I'm not collecting these; they're for my deck. Double colourless energy, special energy, Magnemite. See, you can see a lot of Magnemites, Magnetons, Magnezones in here. Back to the legendary Thunderous EX. What do I do with all my Zapdoses? They're probably all in my collection binder, to be honest. Electric deck done. I've got another deck in here, which came with this tin. It didn't come with this tin, but I brought it as one of my booster packs, and it's in this amazing Sun and Moon Guardians Rising box. So this deck must have been quite important to me, I'd imagine. And wow, okay, it was. I remember this card. We all know how OP Mewtwo is. Here we've got a Mewtwo EX. Secret rare, as you can see the golden outline. So this card was incredibly rare. Followed by Lunala GX. So this is a psychic deck, you can already see. Lunala GX. Obviously the GX move you can use once in the card. Mega Mewtwo. Oh, I remember how OP this card was. I used to just load this card up with as many psychic energies as I can, and it would just blast. It would just be so cool. Yeah, Skylar. Everyone loves Skylar for obvious reasons. Lunala, another Lunala GX. So I had a couple of Lunala GXs in here, which I had to trade quite a lot for. And normal Lunala, which is equally as good in my opinion. Obviously, when you kill a GX or knock out a GX, you do take an extra. You take 2 prize cards, whereas if you kill a normal card, basic or a stage 1 or a stage 2, you do take 1. Reverse Holo, Cosmog. Oh, the memories of these. Oh my days. A Holo Lunala. Double colourless energy. And we are back to the beginning. So I think the deck... Oh, no, we're not. No, we're not. The decks usually contain about 60 cards or 50 cards, I think. Mewtwo Spirit Link when you Mega Evolve. Now, the beast himself, Giratina. Now, this card isn't the best. It wasn't that good, but I just thought he looked cool. Honestly, that's one of the reasons why I put these cards in. Either they have good abilities or they just look cool. And I did win quite a lot of my matches, I remember. Back to the secret rare Mewtwo, which is worth so much. Yeah, so glad I still kept this. On all my battle stuff, as you can see in there. Now time to move to my collection, which is through this binder. Firstly, you can see the front cover. It is papered, and I did not draw this. In fact, I need to give a shout out here. Aiden Remington, I remember he drew this for one of my birthdays, I think it was. It's just so nice of him. And I did some extra edits. I obviously wrote Raikou, Tapu Koko, Zekrom, Thundurus. If you can see a common theme here, they're all legendary electric type Pokemons. Zapdos, when Pokemon Go was a thing, Team Instinct, Generation 1 electric and flying, the bird trio, classic. Yeah, this cover is honestly possibly the best piece of paper I've ever owned. Here was the sort of criteria I tried to fulfill. I did collect a lot of cards, but I didn't really complete any of these things I wanted. And first off, we've got all the starters and their 3 evolutions. So I can't remember the generations, but they're all different generations, as you can see. And I do have some gaps as well. So all these generations. Forgot who goes here. Evolved from Pignite. Some cards I've just never been able to get my hands on. been trying, buying, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, I've tried my best to complete it, but there are still gaps, as you can see. And then the classic first three. I've got none of the Bulbasaur, which is quite sad. But yeah, that's all my starters. Then, who's not technically considered a starter, we've obviously got Pikachu, different versions of the Pikachu card, which you just can't ignore. Pikachu, the classic, Pikachu break. Or, no, that's Raichu break. Forgot that Pikachu had an evolution. And that break leads us to all the breaks. So, this is all my breaks I've got. The Lugia break, which is obviously in my deck. Then we've got all of these, which go over the original card even more. This is probably my favourite break of all time. This one or this one. My favourite. Then more over here. And moving on to some V cards. I remember these were some of my final cards I ever got in terms of trading and buying and actually being interested in Pokemon. It's quite sad. I think one of the reasons I grew up from Pokemon was because I felt like it was a bit too childish. Mewtwo GX, so that probably would have been in my deck now. Full Art or Olina. Oh, that card is just amazing, especially how I love Zapdos. Could we get a sneak peek of what's coming next over here? But oh, that card is amazing. Not really workable in a deck though, with the types of energy needed. The GX counter, so this is a metallic version. Now Darkrai Full Art, Reshiram and Zoro, Zekrom Full Art, amazing cards. Followed by Zapdos, Entei and Articuno. Now, forget them both. This is what catches my eye. Look how beautiful that card is. Take some time to appreciate that. Then Full Art Gyarados EX and Full Art Mega Gyarados EX. I remember for these two, I traded my Full Art Secret Rare Gyarados EX, which in a way I sort of regret, but because I had a water deck at that time, I remember that Secret Rare Gyarados was worth quite a lot. And Shaman EX, all legendaries. And then we've got more Full Arts here. Some of these might be familiar to you. Articuno, legendary bird again. More Full Arts. And now, legendary cards in general. As you can see, the first sort of four, Zapdos, Zapdos. And what separates these to this is that this one's fake, quite clearly. But I can't remember who I traded this with, but you know what, I didn't care. Because I honestly love Zapdos that much, as you couldn't have told. And yeah, I'd do anything for Zapdos cards. And that's all the variations I've got. More legendaries, as you can see by their HP and the power they have. Well, except from a few. But you can just tell these cards are like legendary. Different forms of Zygarde. Yep, and that is it. And then we move on to some Lego cards, which are my sister's. I was collecting for my sisters, and you know what? Just for the sake of it, let's just scroll through these. All these, I just had loads of spare space because I had a dream to fill it up. And then we've got more Disney cards, I think. And yeah, and that is it. That's my the collection of break Pokemon cards. I was trying to collect all of them. You can just see how many ticks there are, and how many unticks, how many yet to tick areas. Hey guys, that was my finalised stuff for Pokemon cards before I drifted away. Sort of sad to see, but honestly, it gives me so many memories. If I had to sum up Year 7 in one word, as I said before, it would be Pokemon. It was the only thing our year group thought about. And along with that, I actually have 3 binders. One with the collection of Pokemon cards I've got, and some Disney cards and Lego cards. I also have 2 more. 2 more cards, match attacks, football cards. Now, Year 7 was Pokemon. I must say, Year 5 to year 6, sort of middle school time, it was all about football cards and match attacks. So I can guarantee you that will be my next video for next week. And yeah, just gave you an insight into basically my entire year 7 life. I could just basically mention what I did in year 7 as the title, but yes, this was my Pokemon collection. Yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next week in my match attacks video.